Sporting Live.
Okay, we are.
Welcome to the Into the Night. He said.
Hold on.
The Into the Night podcast, starring your boy Villain, aka DJ Trebek,
and DJ PBK, phone book, or rather MC, because you're the DJ.
Yeah, you're MC.
PBK, aka GD PBK. For those in the know, the goddamn phone book killer. Because that's how the black guy says it. That's exactly what I need to hear right now. The goddamn phone book.
Shout out to Terminator.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast. We are here discussing Der Fan, a German deep cut from 1982.
That's right.
What's our stars? What's our director here, Bri?
Directed by our boy Eckhard Schmidt, who did actually say I think it was off Vice, an online article on Vice. He said when he thought up of this plot, kind of creepy for him to say this, but that he said, I can't think like a man, or whatever that means. But in this, I mean, and we'll talk about it later. But
right? Yeah. He
pretty much put himself in the mindset of a lovelorn teen girl in the 80s.
Yeah, so what PBK is talking about is Der Fan takes place in 1982, and it's basically a story about a runaway teenage girl going after her favorite artist, I guess. We'll just call it that. He's an artist. He's a musician mainly, but she basically runs away from home, finds herself in Munich, right? München.
Baron Munchausen syndrome.
Yeah.
Shout out to Attention, like hurting kids.
Yeah, Munchausen by proxy. Yeah.
Warren. Oh, God.
Warren.
What do we got, Arwa?
Just doing my job.
That's a remix. But anyway, back to your query. Uphold the law. Eckhard Schmidt is the director. Desiree Nosbusch plays the, I guess, titular character. Simone. Who at the time the Desiree Nosbusch was 18 or 19, although Simone's character, it is said that she's 16.
Right. And
the person she has this celebrity crush on is none other than Bodo Steiger, who is known only as Arwa.
Yeah, we'll call him Arwa.
And since you're the music guy, Vil, tell me a bit about what R stands for and who curates the soundtrack.
Okay, so yeah, this is very important because
the score, rather.
The whole movie is laden with the soundtrack by this guy named Reingold.
Yeah.
And R, the not titular character, our supporting actor, what's his name?
Bodo, B-O-D-O, Steiger.
Bodo Steiger is kind of what I would think is kind of like a stand-in for this artist, because it says music by Reingold.
Right.
Like, single name, Cher, or Bono, or what have you. So the music itself is just as much a character as anybody else in the movie. And this is 1982. This is right in the thick of MTV. There's a very video killed the radio star kind of feel to it. I think
Ramones,
you would agree.
We killed the airwave. I mean, We Want the Airwaves, which was also debuted in 81.
Right.
Yeah.
There's definitely this really, really cool feel to it, that the music is very prominent. There's only about 4 tracks, about 3 that we know of that you and I can hum back. But they're very minimal as all hell. Very new wave, synth wave. Not like synth wave. I shouldn't say that.
Think like Giallo type of.
Yes. So
Claudio Simonetti and that
shout out to Lucio Fulci.
Yeah. Goblin, those lo-fi things like Giorgio Moroder, rest in peace.
Yeah.
And Ennio Morricone.
Is Moroder? He didn't pass away, did he?
I think it's Morricone. Yeah.
Ennio
Morricone.
Yeah, that's who you're thinking of. Yeah.
But think even like lower. Think like Atari 2600 types of snares.
We're talking
and kick drums.
Really crappy Casio keyboards.
Yeah.
Beep, 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 beep.
Very, yeah, that's it. Think NES, Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah. And I wish I spoke German. I mean, we watched this movie in subtitles, and it did a really good job of getting the point across of what they're saying. But I feel like we missed a little bit of the nuance, maybe. But we don't speak German.
Not about the periods, though. I think she delivered that very, very like fuck off.
We'll cut that in.
Yeah. Und with your periods.
I'm on heavy periods. I have to go home.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I'm on heavy periods. But hey, I just pulled this up on Bodo, and it says
Steiger.
He's born in Dusseldorf. At the age of 18, Steiger played together with Marius Müller-Westernhagen in the rock and roll band Harakiri, which means actually suicide. Yeah, in Japanese. Womb, W-H-O, Suicide Womb. That's pretty cool.
Suicide Womb, okay.
Then he founded the jazz rock formation Sinus together with Karl Bartos. From the mid-70s, he played an album with the rock band Lilac Angels. But here's the cool part. But then he became known as the singer of the NDW band Rheingold. Which he founded in 1980, influenced by bands such as Kraftwerk and La Dusseldorf.
Well, that makes perfect sense.
And they fucking got 3 albums.
Rheingold's got 3 albums.
Oh, no, three albums and several commercially successful singles, such as Dreiklang Dich Dimmen between 1980 and 84. And in 82, Steiger played the pop star R in the German horror film Der Fan.
Okay. Well, okay, that's a perfect segue. So,
the plot right there in one sentence.
I would disagree that this is. This has horror.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that before we go into the recap. Before we get into spoilers, let's talk about this. So, this movie to me, and I think you would agree, it has horror elements for sure, but that's not until the third act, right?
I would say this is more of a suspense film.
Yeah, I'd say suspense thriller.
15% of it being horror,
right?
You know,
the movie is very dramatic. I mean, 45 minutes to an hour in, it feels like you're watching, some sort of modern day
coming of age
story.
I gotta find myself.
Yeah,
bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's hints that there's the main character Simone has some problems mentally, but it's nothing. Some 16-year-old girl who's going through some shit wouldn't have,
Oh, whiz.
Oh, wait.
Thanks, Arwa.
Yeah, but anyway, so let's go into spoilers. Let's do a quick recap. So, you want to start?
I'll start. I'll just paint a picture for the audience. So we're talking early 80s. So obviously with time, right? So early 80s still has a lot of like bell bottoms. There's 70s stuff. There's
definitely an overlap of 70s into 80s culture. And also this is Germany, so they were probably just
still
now getting...
communist. Yeah. So...
it's before the wall fell. Yeah. And go ahead.
She, feathered hair, high-waisted jeans, Michael Jackson, your favorite guy, vests for no reason, a lot of Miami Vice going on. Bell bottoms, flared pants, and a shout out to audiophiles like us. Huge foam headphones and big Japanese audio products.
She does not go anywhere without her Walkman. Shout out to Walkmans.
I think it was an Iowa or a Sony or a JVC.
Yeah.
a brick ass tape
cassette
Walkman.
Player, yeah.
Tucked in her high waisted Jordache jeans and
she got from Kmart at the Blue Light Special.
She got it from McAlpin. Along with her free Mork and Mindy mask.
Right.
Shout out to Robin Williams.
Rest in peace, brother.
Rest in peace. I said this the last time during our dry run. She gets to you get to see because this movie wasn't released domestically at all. You get to see what Germany was like in the 80s.
Right, and this is West Germany.
West Germany,
which I think needs to be clear.
Yeah, so the not communist side.
Right.
Very luxurious. It's probably mimicking like 80s Tokyo, 80s LA, Manhattan, Chicago, like excess money for a lot of disposable things.
They're enjoying some sort of pseudo-capitalism at that point, yeah.
And I'll throw it back off to you with the situation that she has with her life, including her parents and what the dynamic is there.
Right, yeah. So she's basically
the abundance mindset,
right,
of her parents.
Her parent, we get a look at her apartment, or which I assume is an apartment, and they're living pretty well off.
I think a luxury apartment.
Yeah, I mean it's very nice. And mom and dad seem pretty kind of pissed with Simone. She's clearly not doing her work. She's cutting class, spending way too much time waiting for the mail to arrive in because she's been sending love letters to R. And
I didn't get that actually. I got that they were just like typical 80s, like the Freddy parents.
Right, yeah.
Or the Jason parents, like, I can't be bothered with
right, yeah.
finding out what my kid is
shout
doing.
Out to Freddy Part 1 and 3 with, what were you talking about?
Nancy and Tina.
Tina's mom, Nancy's mom, and then, what's her face? Patricia Arquette's mom. They're all,
Alcoholics. They're doing baby aspirin with wine coolers.
Yeah, taking the Xanax and forgetting about their problems. And just kind of forgetting about their kids because they can't be bothered, right? That's
the Nixonian thing.
This is 80s excess at its finest. Yeah. But that's not so much the focus.
Heathers too.
Right, yeah. Shout out to Winona Ryder and
Christian
Slater. And so basically she runs away from home. Her parents are, I love that scene when they're watching TV and your boy Arwa comes on and that weird music video and she's zoning in and her dad calls it crap music and she loses her shit and tries to scratch her dad's eyes out and she runs away.
Yeah.
And she basically makes her way to Munich by way of hitchhiking. And
real quick, can we illuminate her bedroom?
Oh, yeah.
And how decked out it is.
I can hear him.
He's like, he's dying over here. Our third co-host.
Yeah, so our co-host Vincenz, my cat, is scratching at the door trying to get in. He wants us to know. He wants everybody to know how he feels about
Darfan. Who wants to make it? Well, I think she's got something like a 9-foot tapestry.
Yeah, so she's clearly. This isn't just a poster.
This isn't New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, this
isn't Backstreet Boys.
This is she's like drawing on her face at that one point, and she's waiting for the mail to come, and the mailmen are giving her shit, and she's not hearing any of it. But anyway, so she decides to hitchhike to Munich, and on the way there, she meets a lot of creepy characters.
Yeah. Well, I felt real quick about the mailman. As they're mocking her.
Right, yeah.
I felt in that one scene in the alley that she got taken advantage of by
we'd have to rewatch that, but I think you're right.
Well, when you see his lips,
right.
they're like mad pink. And I'm like,
what was that?
Was he like, I'll give you the letters if you
I was about to say,
give me something?
I didn't pick up on that the first time. That's clever there, PBK.
Yeah. The goddamn phone book killer.
Basically, what we're painting a picture that this girl is kind of doing anything to get where she needs to go.
Yeah.
And she avoids rape a couple times on her way to Munich.
No money. Looks like she doesn't have a part-time job
no money.
at a strudel or
she's
ice
wearing
cream
her,
place.
She's wearing her same clothes, the chef's jacket with like little black leather pants.
Yeah.
And so basically she makes it to this is where the movie starts to get really cool. She makes it to Munich and she goes to
she is from Munich.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so she's going to
probably Berlin.
She's like a suburb.
Hamburg.
So she's like a suburbanite making her way to the big city. Basically, is what we're trying to paint this picture. Yeah. And when she gets there, she goes to this TV studio, which is filming kind of like a top of the. It's called Top Pops.
Top Pop, yeah.
Which is it's
British
like a German, British
of the real top
of the Pops. Yeah. And all these, you see all these different artists hanging out, signing autographs, right. And Arwa Bodo Steiger, excuse me, is clearly he's the one to be seen. He's got a long line of groupies and fanatics.
There were other celebrities because remember we talked. Right. It was like a live.
Shout out to that lady that nobody wanted her autograph.
About her, yeah. So like two celebs appear first, and there's like very little fanfare. But then when R appears,
it rolls up in his car. They're
him.
Chasing his car.
Yeah.
And for some reason, he singles Simone out.
That's right.
She faints.
Yeah.
And then she wakes up in the studio. We get a little exposition of him and her kind of having a little moment there, which is.
But like I said last time, and I get very passionate about this. If you're with your celebrity crush after the passing out, you got to go in for the kill, and she's doing none of the talking.
Bullshit.
She's doing none of the talking.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. She's just like very stoic.
She's like catatonic at this point. And
it's almost like
he's like, where are you from? Did you come all the way from West Munich?
Yeah.
And she's very sheepish, very meekish.
Yeah.
Thanks, Arnie. And I guess in a way they try to make it like a voyeuristic, like pop star that's maybe realistically like 28, 29, 30, 16-year-old girl taking advantage. The whole
it definitely feels
Lolita,
like that.
Oedipal kind of thing.
And there's I don't know about you, but the first time we saw this, I thought maybe this was all fake. This could have been in her head because it seems a little too
hyperbolic.
Yeah, or things are going a little bit too good for her, right? She runs away from home.
Well, the trip wasn't that. I mean,
the trip was bad for her, for sure.
But she got rid
of that. She
didn't
care.
She got rid of that rapist.
She did not care. It was almost comical. Yeah. The dog's like trying to get in. He's trying to get on top of her. Yeah. She just weasels away from this dude. Yeah. But
there's handkerchief guy too. Giving her flower. I think he's a high school classmate.
Right.
Or something.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. That's right.
Shout out to Heavy Periods.
So anyway, we get to see some shots of R in the studio doing his weird thing, and there's some really cool foreshadowing with the mannequins there. Shout out to my buddy Saki who pointed that out.
Yeah.
And then what happens after that? We see the performance on the top.
So it's
pops.
a live only live performance with stage props, right?
Right. Yeah.
And because the music's ND,
we forgot to talk about his. Tell me about his attire. What is this? What is Arwa wearing?
R Wizzle has, like I said, the Hitler Youth Stahlstrup, Hitler 88, all black like paratrooper outfit.
He's got like
goose stepping boots.
The
paratrooper pants tucked into the boots.
That black like button up with like the dual pockets on the breast.
Dual pockets, the shoulder lapels,
whatever.
And then he's got the side belt.
Yeah, the little bandolier, whatever that is.
Yeah. And you had pointed that out last time. That,
right.
Maybe it was like a slight against East Germany.
Yeah, because we were talking about it's so subversive.
Yeah,
we were talking about 1982 West Germany and how
the wall had been up for like 20 years,
right?
Mind you.
And this is getting close to when it fell, so I'm sure there was a lot of sentiment of as this happens a lot in generations afterwards, that a lot of these people in Germany had to deal with the fact that their grandparents or their parents were racist as crazy Nazi people. And just like in this country where we're kind of getting away from some of our disgusting roots, I'm sure they were doing the exact same thing in 1982 Germany. And I think R is kind of exemplifying this idea that he's kind of, he's subversive. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just
as were the Scorpions.
As Arnie would say.
Bastard.
Yeah.
But, anyway, I think that's important because we were talking about the Michael Jackson jacket. So after the performance goes from this very artistic kind of I'm serious about my music kind of look to like the fucking Thriller jacket.
The Thriller album jacket.
He's wearing the Thriller outfit. Yeah.
Black button undershirt, white
sports coat,
white
jeans
pants, pleated,
and
tapered. So very MC Hammerish.
He's like holding his jacket behind his shoulder.
He's very Annie. Are you okay?
Yeah,
Annie, are you okay?
Kind of doing like some dancing in the street kind of look. Shout out to Mick Jagger and David Bowie.
Oh yeah, well his look is very Let's Dance. Which that album came out the year after that.
That's true. Yeah, so that's very true.
His hair is coiffed. Very Aquanet, very lethal.
But
very subtle.
So we get kind of a little exposition shot with
the bald cap too.
I forgot about the bald cap. Yeah, he's wearing a bald cap during his performance. It's very weird. They're playing that song. It's super slow. He's like doing that little ballerina dance around the turntable.
Are there even vocals on it?
I don't think so. I think there might be vocals playing over it. But he's not singing. No, he's got that one point. He's like got the javelin. It's like, what the hell are you doing?
He's just like doing the robot. Yeah,
he's doing the robot,
interacting with the mannequins.
Yeah, and it's a full like 2.5-3 minute thing.
Yeah. And
when we get done with that, like I said, he puts on his Thriller outfit, and then we see some exposition with him and his manager Marty McFly.
Yeah.
Pre-Marty McFly.
The bitchy blonde, too.
The bitchy blonde, yeah. And then that guy who looks like he's still stuck in 1972 with like the shaggy hair and the bell bottoms.
Yeah, there were 3, yeah.
And they're all basically like...
Hanger-ons, staff.
Yeah, I would assume they're staff. Yeah, you're right. But they're not part of the band. Yeah. And they're trying to get him...
Like publicist, tour manager, and like producer.
Exactly. Yeah. And they want him to get to work. Yeah. And clearly he's more interested in taking Simone out for a good time. and he gives
deflowering.
Yes, I'm pretty sure he's deflowering her. But he gives and this is important. We find out through that scene that he is going to go to work for months. Like he's going to go lock himself in the studio as musicians do. Probably work on his next album.
What did you get from that?
Because that sets up the fact that he's going to be gone for a long time.
I thought he was going to do
no one's going to be checking up on him. No one's going to be looking for him.
It's probably silly to think he'd be on a press tour.
We're getting a little sinister here.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so him and Simone go back to what he says his friend's house who are staying in America. For extended time. And we see his Rolls Royce, who's his rich ass driving the Rolls convertible. Yeah. And
on the ground.
Then we get up to the apartment, and what happens from there, Jim Bob?
I think apartment in my eye. I think it's a full-on mansion.
It could be.
Yeah.
It's clear that his friends have money. He hangs out with an in-crowd type of people who are well-to-do and have tons of money.
So they enter the place, and there's the long corridor, foyer, whatever, with the statue that's an important prop in the film afterwards. And I don't know, they show the kitchen maybe for a little bit. The kitchen's very cold, blue, like cobalt blue, sterile.
She walks by that painting, kind of touches it.
She makes out with herself in the bathroom mirror.
In the bathroom, she has a weird moment. I think that might be... That might be like some weird way of her psyching into the fact that she's about to lose her virginity.
Yeah.
But like, whereas anybody normal would go like, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. She's like, and she's making out with herself all around.
Just basically making the mirror very biohazardous.
Yeah.
Like a gross bitch. Anyway.
Leaving her
saliva, her DNA, everything.
All over the place.
So then we go to the bedroom, and the bedroom has red drapes, and it almost looks like an art studio.
It's very, very ambient as far as like
very palatial.
Yeah, there's this weird, almost like ugly pale light that's washing over.
Yeah, I think they did that on purpose.
I think that was done on purpose. Yeah.
Shout out to Eckhard Schmidt.
Brother
to Red Skull, Johann.
Yeah.
And take it away, villain. The deed.
Yeah.
The dirty deeds.
Okay, so
cheap.
This is where we got into the movie. Okay, so up to this point, I think you and me were both. Yeah, it's very slow.
And I was very like arms crossed.
Yeah,
like,
kind of not feeling it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was feeling it, but not feeling it. But then this is where the movie
very overindulgent auteur douchebag.
This is the moment of the movie where any dude in the movie is going to get a little more interested because. We get some softcore porn going
Fan
here.
service.
Fan service. So
you see some pear-shaped boobies.
Arwa and Simone decide to go full on. And shout out to Germany for not pulling any punches because we've full bush.
On both.
Full crotch. Topless. We also see we don't see any penetration, but it is highly implied that there is penetration.
There is a dick kiss.
There is somewhat oral. She's like not quite oral, but she kisses his dick. She kisses
it, and that's it.
It was weird.
I was like,
and he definitely goes down on her. I mean, they cut right at her full bush, but he clearly went down on her.
Nos bush.
There's like some from cradle to the grave position when they're sitting there, and she's kind of.
Does she ride him?
Is she crying? I can't remember if she's crying. No, she rides him later.
Yeah. I think she's crying the like wincing.
The
tears of pain /
losing her virginity.
Happiness.
Exactly.
I'm making love to my crush.
And then so they do the deed, and I love how there's the music.
But you can't tell. Remember?
That's right. We can't really tell.
You can't tell that they full on had sex.
Yeah.
I thought it was just extended foreplay.
We don't know for sure. Yeah, it looks like extended foreplay.
That's it.
And we don't know for sure if he ever really full penetration.
Right.
But. Regardless, after the deed is done, our boy Steiger decides to start putting his clothes on immediately.
Yeah,
and she would like to cuddle as
most humans
would.
Yeah,
and it becomes very clear he's very cold, very distant, and he's clearly done this before.
Yeah,
and she's not too happy about that, is she, Bri?
That's kind of hard to discern because. His performance, his personality is so robotic to begin with.
Quite.
So,
and that might be lending credence to the fact that he's not, as far as I know, he's not really an actor. He's a musician.
And he's very androgynous.
And I think the director picked him for that reason.
Yeah, good point.
But yeah, so
he's basically putting his stuff together, and he says,
what happens next?
I've got to go for reasons X, Y, and Z, my music career.
Yeah, I believe, he says awaits. Something about, you can come, but I'm going to be busy with work.
Right.
Which is basically saying, I don't want you there.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, it's kind of like saying, like, don't you think we should make some coffee? And he's like, I wish you would make some tracks.
I left some cab money for you on the
yeah, basically. Here's a token. Takes the train. So he leaves. He gives her the keys. He literally he's balling. So he says, stay here as long as you want.
Yeah.
And that statue that I'd mentioned earlier becomes I'm going to say it, the murder weapon. The murder weapon. Actually, she does scream.
That's right.
She does scream.
She screams, yeah.
But she actually does say, I love you, and like I want you to stay with me or stay here forever with me.
Yeah, something like that. She definitely says something.
Yeah, and when he leaves, she screams in defiance. And
she's naked, by the way, the whole time.
Yeah,
butt naked.
Yeah, butt naked, and grabs this fake Emmy, this Golden Globe. Yeah. It's kind of doing like the Hulk Hogan pose. It's totally like, and the award goes to Bodo Steiger in 1982's Der Fan. And she bops him over the head with it, but because the fist is out,
she impales
the arm totally
him.
Gets impaled through the back of his cranium.
And I think you and I both agree there was no intent for her to actually kill him.
And she just wanted to hit him.
I think she wanted to hit him in defiance, but she ends up killing him. And
he kind of he's kind of got this doped up look the whole time. Yeah, and then his eyes bulge, and you see a small trickle of blood coming down the back of his neck, and then he drops like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah, and that could have been it.
That's where you said you would have been satisfied.
I would. Well, I would. That was satisfying as far as
the snuff heard round
your run of the mill movie about a girl who what is it, kind of be careful what you wish for kind of thing, right? There's what was it George Orwell said, there's two tragedies in life: not getting what we want and getting it.
Damn.
And she got it. She got what she wanted.
Yeah.
But she kills him. And like I said, that could have been the end of the movie, and I would have been very happy with it as far as what it was. But we go a little further, don't we, Bri?
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, PBK. So MC PBK. We get into the little territory here.
So now, where this can be considered horror,
yes,
she starts kissing him, and I think probably makes love to him with the rigor mortis.
At
least one more time.
So there's a scene. She
fillets him again.
She cradles his head like, I'm sorry, yada yada yada.
Right.
And then we cut to a scene. It's just a spotlight on her naked body and his naked body. She's taken off all his clothes, and there is it holds for like a good 30 to 45 seconds of what looks like she's trying to ride him and maybe fillet him.
Where you see his nose bush as well.
Yeah. And it's very necrophilia, and it's super creepy. And they're playing this music the whole time. Shout out to what I assume Rheingold did the entire soundtrack. Yeah. And it's great.
It was a commission.
Yeah.
A film commission.
Hey, we'll let you star in the movie if you write the music. Das ist wunderbar, yeah. But yeah, Rheingold killed it. Yeah, you do that beat again for me, PBK.
It's like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Commencement, Dead Z, killing it.
Hells yeah.
But, so she kind of does some necrophilia. And then what does she do next?
Drags him to the kitchen and shows my age. I didn't think electric carvers existed in the early 80s. And pretty much you can infer. But I think here's the thing. So the thing about being a horror hound like us is like you know what's going to happen. You know something horror, gore, murder, something's going to happen. But it's in the way it's executed.
Yes.
So... and I can't claim credit for this. I saw this on the internet. Pretty much a bloodless horror film.
Yes, there is almost no blood in the
entire film.
In the entire film,
just the period blood.
With the exception of her licking the electric carver.
Right.
They show her chopping up this dude's body, and it is so cleverly done.
And
it's all camera.
The first part is the arm.
First part's the arm. Then she does legs, and I love how in between every cut, every time she cuts his body, they cut the film to her like longingly holding each appendage, and it's so creepy. It's so well done.
And licking the blade, very longingly.
She's
lovingly.
crying, and she's they show very clever camera tricks showing the legs and the arms, the head being put into the freezer.
Right.
And once again,
she cradles the head.
She cradles the head. That's right.
That's like the last thing.
Oh, it's so creepy.
Off. Yeah.
And that could have been the end of the movie as well. You and I both said you were like $20. That's the end of the movie. She puts the body in the freezer, cut the black,
and then dips out.
Nope, that was not the end. There is one final horror element to this movie that she does, and this put me over the top. This was jaw to the floor kind of shit. What does she do, PBK?
So the whole body is in pieces, dismembered in the freezer, and then we see her in the kitchen. Stuff's boiling. Cut to her having a nice steak dinner, and it's him. It's him. Shout out to Ravenous. Shout out to Man Beef.
So we kind of did a little bit of research.
Yeah.
And what is it? I'm saying it wrong again.
Oh, the weight.
Tobo Steiger. Bogo
Steiger.
Bogo.
Bodo. Yeah. I like Bogo better.
Bogo Steiger.
Killer Clowns. Episode 2.
Yeah, shout out to Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Bodo Steiger in 1980s was probably about 150 to 165 pounds.
So I would say like 66 to 68 kilograms.
Thank you.
That's what they use in
Germany. To our friends across the pond.
Yeah.
And
she's about 40 to 42, which would put her at like
115 soaking wet.
If even that, like a $110 on a good day.
And
within the period of days, not even really weeks.
It says weeks, but we assume some of that time was her getting back home. Within days, she ingests an entire man.
She ate a whole man.
An entire man.
Bullshit.
And then
that's serious.
What's cool is once again back in the kitchen as she's like cleaned the entire fridge out. They actually had really good props. I don't know if they went to like some hospital or like a real
JC
morgue.
Penney, whatever the German equivalent is.
No, for the bones.
Oh,
when she's grinding up the bones.
I was about to say she had that food processor. Who had a food processor back in '82?
Yeah.
But those bones did look fairly real.
Look legit.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, there's a femur that she's cutting up. And
yeah, I mean, you saw the two round parts where the joints meet, where the ligaments are. And total Arnie bullshit with like a food processor grinding up bones, which in real life you need to not only do you just burn them at whatever, because I've witnessed the Japanese cremation, you do have to powderize them as well.
Right, yeah.
Or pulverize, rather. And she does it. So she's got the ashes, so to speak, goes back to the television studio. Things are going on like unabated, like if nothing ever happened. But she's got a drastic... Well, she does change, finally.
Got a drastic look change.
Yeah, drastic look. So first, she changes into these brown leather pants out of the chef jacket, and I think just a brown top.
She's wearing just like she looks like super muted earth tone.
Yeah, and I think to match the car.
Yes,
because wasn't the Rolls brown?
The Rolls was brown. Yeah,
it's Coca-Cola brown.
So yeah, and she shaves her head. She goes Sinead O'Connor, Sigourney Weaver, and Alien 3.
She goes Baldo Steiger.
Yeah, Baldo Steiger.
She goes Britney Spears. Shout out to the conservators.
Shout out to Britney Spears, who's just claimed that she's gonna retire. Good for her.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And afterwards, she scatters the ashes, makes her way back to her parents' place.
Not ashes, bones, but yeah,
bones,
exactly. Yeah, I know what you mean.
And the cremains.
She has one last letter that she writes to
Well, she's
R.
greeted by her parents.
And yeah, they accept
and they're
her back
very
in.
accepting.
They see that she looks like
miss
shit,
you.
and they're like, oh, sorry, whatever.
They're
blah,
soft,
blah,
they're
blah.
sensitive,
Yeah.
they're acting like parents. And then, the last and final scene.
We hear on the TV that R has been missing for weeks, as they say.
Yeah.
And they don't know any leads, or please come forward if you have any information. He was last seen driving a Rolls Royce, yada yada yada.
Called Germany's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
Tips.
Yeah.
Thanks, Arnie.
And so she is writing her final letter, and
final love letter
to R, and she mentions that she is 4 weeks late for her period.
No, Frau, you got here just on time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm late.
Yeah.
Oh,
word.
Oh, whiz.
Oh, wait.
Hey!
Shout out to 43.
Yeah.
Mushroom Head.
Shout out to Clevo. So,
But yeah, and then
the final line is literally, it's like, I'll always love you.
Yeah.
And
does
she mention the kid already too?
I don't know, but does she say something about you're always going to be with me now? Or, maybe I'm making that up, but that's, the whole essence of the movie, from her ingesting him and being pregnant, which I guess because she's pregnant, we would have to assume there was full penetration, but like we said, we didn't see that, so it's kind of, you don't know that till the end.
Maybe he's very fertile.
But shout out to my boy Saki, who pointed out, I did not see this, that the phone rings as the film fades to black.
I don't remember that.
I rewatched a little bit, just the end, to kind of get a recap, and he was absolutely right.
Did the phone ring at the part?
Now, if the phone had rang and they had like zoomed in on the phone, it would have made more of an impact,
more deliberate. Yeah.
Which I think what he was getting at was that perhaps maybe she's about to get arrested, perhaps the cops are going to be down. Yeah. I mean, she left a lot of DNA on that bathroom window, so
I have to go to the bathroom. I said, be right back.
Thanks, Arnie.
You got it, Arnie.
But yeah, perhaps maybe off camera after the fact.
Got arrested.
I would love to see her on
first degree murder.
Yeah,
cannibalism,
the whole nine. Throw the book at her.
Yeah.
Lock her up. Throw away the key.
There you go. Shout out to SVU.
Shout out to Criminal Intent. Shout out to all of that. All good Law and Orders.
Shout out to Ice-T.
Yeah.
Odafin Tutu. Woo! And then I could shoot you so bad, my dick is hard. Shout out to New Jack City. Shout out to Nino Brown. Then we cut, and your favorite band comes back on. Yeah. Credits roll. Very minimalist. Shout out to Mondo Macabre, right?
They're the ones
World. They're the distribution.
So that's pretty much the movie, but a couple other things that we want to talk about. Shout out to Mondo Macabre. Like you said, we don't know if they're still in business or in production, but thanks for bringing that to us. This was also shout out to Torn Light Records here in Cincinnati, Ohio.
The Necropolis, lovely Cincinnati.
Yeah, the Necropolis of Cincinnati. They suggested this.
Where the ghetto's 4 blocks away.
Yeah, there's always a ghetto next door. You're never short of bright lighters and HKs.
Oh,
shout out to Hamiltuckians and have you seen a bright light?
Yeah. People asking for extraneous demand.
Oh my God, it's
with opioid. Shout out to opioid crisis, and mental health crisis in the Midwest.
But in all seriousness, we do love this city and all the people in it. But with that being said, Torn Light, thank you so much for the suggestion.
For having it,
yeah, for having it too. They probably made very little return on this, but they were just basically giving something for us to talk about.
Yeah, anything Scream, Shout Factory, Synapse. Maybe not Anchor Bay anymore, but
probably not. I think
What would have been the other one? But there's another movie we'll do next time called Alphabet City with something's Serrano, I think is his name. But that's in '84, and that shows a New York City that doesn't exist anymore.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll put it en route.
They Torn Light has a lot of good stuff, as does Shake It and our other local. We like to promote our
everybody's
local guys,
music.
Everybody's music.
Yeah. Shout out to Queen City Comics
as well. And shout out to Blu-ray, DVD. I still spend the money on it. And,
of course, yeah. Buy the films and the music.
Buy the films.
Guys.
Keep
support
these people in business. Yeah, support the artists. But
so
let's go to ratings. Yeah.
Yeah. PBK. What would you give this?
So as I said last time, this has 0 rewatchability factor.
Yeah.
I probably don't have to see this movie for like a decade. But as you brought up, Villain, the good thing is like this is like you're dating a girl or you've made new friends. Hey, are you into fucked up shit?
Yeah.
Like are you into fucked up shit? Come check this movie out. Let's drink, smoke, whatever,
right.
And have this on in the background. Let this blow your mind.
This is
Like I said, we agree pretty much. Music, aces. The cinematography, aces. The acting, but like love letter to like 80s, like slightly bifurcated country, 80s German excess, aces, check. But yeah, I would give it out of 5 stars. I would give it a 4 because I don't see myself rewatching this like a Reanimator or The Warriors or From Beyond or The Stuff. Or
that is a great and fair enough. Great rating. I'm gonna go up a little bit and say 4.5.
Okay.
I give it
What's the
90%. Like I said, so like you said, cinematography, money. Music, money.
A lot of washed and like filtered shots.
Cinematography, money. That's what kept me going. So about 30 minutes into this movie.
The director of photography is pretty good. Yeah, the DOP.
30 minutes into the movie, I wanted to turn it off. But the only reason that kept me going was A, I knew something cool was going to happen, and B, it looks so good. For 1982, shout out to whoever did the shout out to the DP, shout out to the cinematographer, shout out to Eckhart Schmidt. They knew what they were doing. And as we said last time, I would have given this like a 3 if it had just ended at the elevator.
Trauma.
I would have given it like a 4 if it had ended with her cutting up the body. Yeah. But the cannibalism, the necrophilia, and all the weird
and the baby thing.
And the baby all of it. It just put it over a little. I thought.
That's the 0.5.
That's the 0.5. Yeah. I respect the hell out of an 80s director who wanted to put out a movie that this probably, like you said, we didn't really get a stateside release, and I bet this sat on a shelf for most people for a long time.
At your local super underground video store that, I mean, like I said, 4th and 5th generation.
Your Mondo videos or your Ted's rental or whatever. It was just in some shelf that,
collecting dust.
Yeah,
along
exactly.
with like I Spit on Your Grave.
Last House on the Left. Things that are a little bit hard to watch, so to speak. But 4.5 for the balls for doing a movie like this. Shout out to being released on Valentine's Day. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in that theater when all those girls started walking out.
I had no clue.
Yeah.
Thanks, Arnie.
But so that's Der Fan, directed by Eckhart Schmidt, starring
Desiree Nosbusch as Simone and Bodo Steiger as R, the real leader of the band Rheingold.
Yeah. But
give him props. Look it up, YouTube, Rheingold.
Yeah.
Play it on your car.
And like PBK said, watch Der Fan and don't do it on a first date. You might put out the wrong impression.
Yeah, for sure.
But you got any other closing comments? Anything else you want to drop as far as knowledge on our audience here?
I want to let the audience know that this is being recorded July 9th.
2021, the year of our COVID. 2021.
Year of COVID Lord. We did a few days back commemorate the 30th anniversary of T2 Judgment Day. So that'll be the next
to James Cameron.
Yeah, that'll be the next movie in the can, and we'll have to work on that.
Yeah, so stay tuned for our next episode. We'll probably I think T2 would probably be the best time, as well as a good movie for us to talk about.
Other than that, we got I Was Salted on the Pipeline, our like Chucky anthology.
Yep. We have a Child's Play anthology coming up at some point.
And the Predator mythology as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to John McTiernan and the Predator crew, Shane Black.
Big old Predator. Bullshit, that's not what she said.
But yeah, so that's what we got coming up down in the pipeline. So yeah, stay tuned.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening to the Into the Night podcast.
Coming to you live from the Necropolis of the Midwest, Cincinnati.
And here's a little Q-Laz for the rest of y'all.
Come check out my moth collection and watch their fan.
Watch their fan and check out my moth collection.
You won't make it out alive.
Oh, wait.